Alrighty, hi, hello. Welcome in for a comfy, cozy reading. My name is Sarah. I'm going to be your intuitive reader tonight. If you feel called to stick around, I would like to see what people love about you because I feel like the energy has been a little heavy recently that I've been channeling here on YouTube and on TikTok, mostly on TikTok. So I really just want to remind y'all of who you are and how people view you. Not that it entirely matters, but it is very positive. So I want to remind you nonetheless. Anywho, I'm going to go in. People could maybe want to express this to you themselves because my throat chakra keeps closing up now that I start recording this. But I'm going to go in with the Light Seers Tarot and the Wisdom, the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. But first, I would like to go in with the Green Witch's Oracle because that just came to my mind now. So 1 second. This is a beautiful box. Alrighty, I'm really excited. You can maybe make people feel very excited, get people into their like inner child energy, make them feel giggly. You could be really funny. I feel like you could really make people laugh. But I feel like you just really brighten every room that you walk into. I feel like this very enlightening energy. I feel like you have a very light, soft, gentle aura to you. I feel like your approach to life is very gentle. I feel like you're a very gentle, patient person. And I feel like it makes people feel very safe and very seen and very comforted. I feel like you could be somebody that people could fall asleep around, maybe. Or I'm picturing like a car, so people, they could like, you could be somebody that people could feel safe enough to fall asleep in the car with, even like when you're driving. Anywho, what do people love about the person watching this? What do people love about the person watching this? Can you please tell me? Lavender. You could wear some sort of lavender scent. You could smoke lavender, I just heard. But tranquility, kindness, self-care, people find you very relaxing to be around, very tranquil. I feel like people perceive you as living a very tranquil life or being in a tranquil energy. Therefore, it like oozes out of you and people then feel it in when they're in your energy. Even if you, because I'm also picturing a duck like looking so calm but then beneath the surface, so even if you don't resonate with being a very calm person, or you could be very easily stressed or be high anxiety, but nobody would ever be able to tell because you don't make it other people's problem. It's, you know, it's your journey, it's your thing to transmute and to work on and to heal, and it's not other people's problems or other people's burdens to carry. So you take care of yourself so that other people don't have to, but also so that you know how to take care of other people, because you don't really know how to take care of a person until you learn how to take care of yourself. Every person is different, but to even know how to learn that, like anything about another person, you first have to learn how to get to know yourself. You know, what questions to ask, what things to think about, you know, that sort of, you can only meet people as deeply as you've met yourself. And I feel like you've met yourself so deeply that other people feel so safe in your energy. You could also make people realize, I don't want to say like how shallow they are, but how shallow they are. You know, how much deeper they have to go within themselves, you know? Because there's no shame. You don't shame people, you don't hate on people, you don't judge people. You are so focused on yourself that there isn't space or time for that, you know? And people love that about you. People love how in your own lane you are. That it makes them want to jump into your lane with you and like see what it's all about, you know? Because they're so used to other people wanting to be in their business, and you're so about your own business that people are like, well, what's so good about her business? You know, or their business. Sorry. You could resonate with sheer, but you don't have to. It just came out. But I'm never gender specific. I try really hard not to use pronouns, but sometimes it just comes out. We're all human. Anywho, watering can. Asking for help sharing burdens. I was gonna say, yes, you try. You are so self-focused. Ooh, that one like fell. What was that? Roots. Okay, we'll get to that one in a second because I have some thoughts about this watering can. Because when I was reading the self-care card, I was like, you love to take care of other people. I was like, it's probably a very conscious choice for you to be so self-focused, because you could have maybe been like a people pleaser in the past, or want to overgive, or have like a cycle of overgiving in the past, or carrying other people's burdens. But I feel like you're somebody who loves to help. You could struggle with asking for help, but you are somebody who loves to carry other people's burdens because you know that you're capable of it. I feel like you're somebody that has always wanted to carry things for people. Like always, I don't know how to say this, like how to phrase this, but you're somebody who's like, I prefer to get the short end of the stick because I know that I can handle it. It's like you worry a lot about other people and you care so much. I also was talking to somebody earlier today. They commented on this necklace that I was wearing, actually, which was my mother's. And I was talking about how I love the sentimental value behind it. And he made a comment that actually made me cry a little bit. And he said that people who are sentimental because they're so full of love. And now I want to cry again. Anyways, you could be a sentimental person, but I feel like you were just so full of love and you were so full of care that you would rather go through it if it meant that somebody else didn't have to, you know? I feel like you may not always see your worth in life, but you've always seen your strength. And people see how strong you are and how willing you are to help and share that strength with other people you love to support. But because you are so giving and you are so capable of giving so much, you have to be picky with who you give to, because not everybody is able to reciprocate or properly receive it and appreciate it in the way that it should be or deserves to be, you know? Healthy patterns, early growth. That's what this roots card here. Ruth, the name Ruth could be significant. That's my Nana's name who passed away, my great nan. I don't know. I never met her. But fun fact, oh my gosh, this is so random, but it could be significant to you in some way, shape, or form. Growing up, my mom used to write me letters from the Tooth Fairy when I was a kid because I was really into the Tooth Fairy. And she named the Tooth Fairy after my great nan, Ruth. So my Tooth Fairy's name was Ruth growing up. I don't know if I still have them, but I used to keep the letters that she wrote me. I wonder if I have them somewhere. I should look. That unlocked a memory for me. The Tooth Fairy could be significant. The name Ruth could also be significant. Mothers could be significant. I have no idea. I just felt called to share. So I hope that meant something to you. I don't know. We also have autumn. So autumn time could be significant. I'm also hearing the name Autumn because that is really pretty. If your name is Autumn, let me know. That's beautiful. Bounty and balance. But again, people see you. And same with these roots. It's like people know that you are doing so much behind the scenes that they are not aware of. Like so much healing that it's like people, you don't make it look like it's a lot of work, but they know that you do a lot of work behind the scenes to be the person that you are, to get to where you are, to continue growing in the way that you're growing. Because a lot of the growth happens behind the scenes. It happens under the ground, you know? You had to allow versions of you to pass in order to become the version that you are now, and people see this, like the skins that you have shed is what I'm hearing. They've seen the patterns that you've broken and the growth that you've, like, I'm hearing developed. People see you as something that's worth investing in. You could be in like it also says I'm focusing in on that early growth within the roots. I feel like people see, even within moments of meeting you, just how much you're capable of and how far you're gonna go. They see, even in the early stages of knowing you, how much you have grown. Even if they didn't know those past versions of you, they know that they exist and that it's taken so much to be who you are today. People, you really like, I'm having a hard time finding words for this energy. That's why I'm being drawn to cards that have words to help describe, because you give enigma, you give alien, you give secret sauce. Like, you have the knowledge, you have the answers. I feel like you really leave people speechless, and you could really intimidate people. I feel like you are somebody who people either love or hate. You could be very easily misunderstood. The people who understand you on like a soul level and have this deep appreciation for you that I don't think you fully understand. I don't think you see your worth in people's lives, or see how much other people appreciate you, like the ones that you do hold close. All right, I'm gonna go in a little bit with the Witch's Windstone. Can you please give me a little bit more on what people love about the person watching this? What do people love about the person watching this? Five of Water. You really care about the planet. You really care about humanity. You really care about people. Again, you have so much love inside you. You could be experiencing a lot of grief about what is going on in the world. I'm hearing activism. You could be a huge activist. Goddess of Fire. But again, it's like you grieve what is not even yours to grieve. Even if it's not something that you yourself have personally gone through or are going through, you still feel that grief as if you have or are, if that makes sense. You could be highly sensitive to the people around you. You could have spiritual gifts that you have not tapped into, but I feel like people see you again as somebody who just like, you have a purpose here. You are not somebody who is like, you know, I'm being reminded of like living in a like simulation, how people believe that we live in a simulation, and how there's some people in the world that really seem like they're just like filler characters, almost. Like, I can't remember what they're called, but those like filler characters in like video games and stuff that don't actually have like any real like purpose or like dialogue in the game or anybody running them. They're just like computer operated. People feel like you are extremely present, hyper aware, here for a reason. You give like main character energy, almost to the point where it's like other people's worlds could revolve around you and like what you do, even if it's out of love or hate. Like, I feel like you could have a lot of like secret fans behind the scenes that love to keep up with you, even if it's like out of hate, you know, like haters, but it's giving fan behavior, you know. All right, I want to read these. We have also Witch of Earth on the bottom, which I want to take, and then Rebirth under that as well. Number 9 could also be significant because rebirth is number 9, and it's one of their major arcana cards in this deck as well. But again, you give like enlighten, like people, you don't look like what you've been through, and people want to know how you make that happen, how you are able to wear your heart on your sleeve but not your hurt. And it confuses them because this world is so full of bitter people. It is so easy to be bitter and jealous and project hate and judgment onto people, and you are somebody who focuses on yourself and on your life in like the right ways, because you are aware that you are in full control of your destiny and of your life and how you perceive it and how you receive it, you know? Anywho, so let's start with the 5 of water. People just see you as very like in control, and they want to know how you're so in control in such a chaotic world. We have 5 water consequences because they all have like words under them. I love this deck. Beautiful deck. The essence of this card is warning, reckoning, interdependence, responsibility, right action, urgency. Again, I was picking up major activism with this card. So you could be somebody who really, really, really speaks out about the world, refuses to keep your mouth shut, to the point where, like, again, people could either love it or hate it. But I feel like you are somebody who refuses to stay silent about things that are so beyond wrong and destructive. I don't feel like this is, I feel like you are the warning message. You are, because we also have a messenger energy out here as well. This is messenger of earth. So people, again, feel like you are here for a reason. I feel like you are here to keep that spark of love alive, to remind people of things outside of themselves, that ignorance in itself is a privilege. Other people are experiencing horrible things, and all because it's not happening to you doesn't mean that it's still not horrible and that it doesn't need to be stopped, you know? And I feel like you are somebody who really points out the ignorance in people's lives and shines like a light on how they hold that same ignorance within themselves, you know? How they too have the privilege to turn a blind eye, and how they've been taking advantage of that. Yeah, I just keep hearing like you are the warning message, like you are the voice reminding people to keep an eye on what's going on, to speak up about what's going on, to not turn a blind eye to what's going on. Because if we keep allowing this to happen to other people, how is that ever going to stop them from doing it to us or you or whatever, you know, like to anybody else? You don't allow people to be walked over all over. You don't like seeing people being put down, bullied. I feel like you've always been this way, and people see that. Goddess of Fire. Again, this card also gives me like that, like mother energy, like that, the one with all the answers. You could give like a witchy kind of energy as well. You could also be a very old soul. Let's see, Goddess of Fire. Fire, where's the fire? Ryan started the fire. The office could be significant. The essence of this card is beware the mob, seek truth, honor the crone, learn the old ways. Again, people go to you to seek truth because they feel like you hold the knowledge, you hold the answers. People feel like they need to like honor you. I feel like, again, you give like ancestor kind of energy where it's like this isn't your first lifetime and people know it. Therefore they like look for you for guidance, and they look for you. Maybe you are somebody who really looks into your ancestors and loves history and learning the old ways of doing things, you know, and learning I'm hearing like herbal remedies specifically, but even just like incorporating old traditions into your life because they work, you know? Sorry, I just received an email, so emails can be significant. But I feel like, again, you are a messenger. You have the answers. You hold the knowledge. Even if you don't feel like you do, people view you in such a high regard. It's like you give royalty kind of energy. People look at you as somebody who deserves to be king, deserves to be queen, deserves to be president, whatever. It's like, take whoever is in charge out of charge, put this person in charge, because clearly they have a balance of head and heart that uh, they don't have, you know? I feel like you're like the old witch in the woods that people go to when they're like really in trouble and they like need that spell to get them out of trouble, you know? I'm seeing the witch from Meredith. Your energy just gives that. Like, you could be quite quirky and like out of the box, I'm hearing as well. I'm also seeing big comfy couch, so that could be significant. I used to love that show growing up. Anyway, let's read the Messenger of Earth. The essence of this card is foresight, weighty I don't know why I'm struggling to say that word so much, but weighty responsibility, incorruptibility, virtue, possibility, honesty, truth. Again, I'm getting the energy of people who really see a purpose in you that you potentially don't see in yourself fully. You may know that you're here for like a reason, but I feel like people really think that you deserve to be in some form of leadership position that you may not even want. People could really want to see you in charge, want to follow your lead, really stand behind you in action. People want to support you, but they want to see you in charge. They want to see you in control because they fully trust you to make like the best decision. The Witch of Earth also talks about challenge, service, purpose, commitment, courage, preparing for battle. Like, people would literally like fight in battle with you, but behind you, like, they want to see you as a leader. You give leader, and I feel like it makes me laugh because I really feel like you're like, because you don't want that position. I feel like you don't want the responsibility, but you also feel the drive to do more and to use your energy wisely and to learn your lessons and help other people learn the same lessons, so that we can all, like, you can help more people heal and more people open their eyes to their own leadership potential, to the control that they have, to how much they can actually help and how much more they can actually do than what they think, you know? The impact that they have. I was trying to think of that word, the impact that each individual has. It's like people see that you have such an impact while you're trying to help other people see that they have an impact. People see your impact while you're trying to help other people see their impact. You know, it's like, yeah, people really, they see you in such a high regard. And I'm not even picking up on a specific masculine or specific feminine energy. I'm never gender specific. I really try not to, because tarot isn't. Sometimes I pick up on certain pronouns, but again, those sometimes are just extra confirmations. You never have to like use them to make or break the reading. As long as the rest of it resonates, you're chilling. Just don't make things fit if they confuse you. Typically not for you. Oh my god, underneath rebirth, like, people know that you've been through it, and therefore you have this knowledge of how to get through it, how to use it to your advantage, how to learn things through, how to learn lessons through grief, not just be blinded by the grief but learn through it. I don't know if that makes sense, but you don't allow the grief to control you. You observe it, you learn from it, you allow it to pass. You are a very gentle person, you're very understanding, and people feel like they can come to you with anything. I feel like people can't help but bare their soul to you when they meet you. You could be somebody that people can't help but like overshare or tell you their whole life story. Or you could, people I feel like fall in love with you really quickly, or could want to be friends with you right away. And like, I feel like people could recognize you from their own past lifetimes as well. It's like there's this form of soul recognition that people have with you that is like they've never experienced before. And I feel like you really show people the serendipity of life and the meaning of life and how interconnected everything is, and how we're all one, you know? You have become, you've gotten into the state of flow with your light and your dark. You don't shy from one, you don't stay in the other for too long. You find this balance of both because you're not afraid of either of them. I feel like you could maybe sometimes have this fear of being seen because you feel like people are always watching you, and that can be very intimidating sometimes. But it's sometimes in a judging sense, but a lot of the time people are admiring and people are observing and they're trying to learn. They're very curious about you because they see your capability, they see your potential, and they're like, I feel like you really confuse people because they don't know if you're even real. It's hard to trust you sometimes because it gives a little bit too good to be true, where it's like, if the world is so corrupt, how is this person seem so like pure? Like, in a world like this, how does this person exist? How has the world not gotten to them? You know, out of everything that they've been through, who are you and how did you get here? You know, like, people want to know your whole life story and they can't help but share theirs when they meet you. I feel like sometimes it can probably get a little overwhelming, but I feel like you could love that about life sometimes, is how open people can be with you, and how you can get little glimpses into people's lives sometimes, because that's such a beautiful blessing and gift to have, to be able to make people feel so safe that they bare their soul to you is such a beautiful thing, especially in a world like this where people are so hard to trust. To be such a trustworthy person is something to admire and something to be proud of. I really hope that you're proud of yourself, because you deserve to be. People, you are somebody that people would like let hold their baby if they needed to walk away for a second. You know, if they needed to go do something, if something needed their attention, even if you were a complete stranger, I feel like somebody would hand you their baby. I feel like you were that type of person where just one glance, 1 second of eye contact, and it's like full trust. You know, I don't know how to explain it. You feel like everybody's mother. Like, you feel like everybody's, and I don't mean that in like a gender kind of way. I just mean that in a like, you bring this comfort, like a mother bear. Like, I just keep picturing like a mother bear or like Mother Earth kind of energy, where it's like you care for all, you love all in such an unconditional way because you've learned to love yourself in the same unconditional way. And it's like you embody this energy that people have been trying to replicate or fake. It's like you embody it. You are, like, you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. You are somebody where it's like you don't have to like talk to, like, you don't have to use your words to prove that you're a good person, to prove that you are who you are. Your energy speaks for itself. Your energy, sorry, I said that already. Your energy speaks for itself. Your actions speak for itself. You are a freaking gem. People really see you as, I'm hearing the diamond in the rough, but like the plant that grows in all the garbage, you know, in the middle of the sidewalk, there's like the single flower, you know, you are that single flower. You find ways to grow in any kind of environment, in any circumstance that life throws at you, and at any turn in life, you adapt, you learn, you grow from it, and then you share that with other people. And it's like you are the complete opposite of a gatekeeper. It's like you find your purpose in life through learning lessons and sharing. It's like you feel like a teacher of some kind to people, like this leader, like I'm hearing a disciple. You could have grown up in like a church kind of setting, but people love you. Oh my God, people love you. And I really don't think you are aware, like, to the extent that people, like, feel for you. But anyhow, I'm gonna end it here because I've been yapping for a minute. But holy crap, I want to meet you. I want to be friends. Like, I totally understand the hype. You are the shit, and I hope you know it, and I hope you feel like the shit, because you are the shit. And people, I really hope that you don't hold any insecurity about how people view you, because the right people view you so highly and view you, honestly, people put you on a pedestal. You're a bit of a celebrity in people's eyes, I'm not gonna lie. People love to stalk you and keep up with you, and people love to hate you, people love to love you. You've got fans everywhere. So anyhow, I hope that this resonated. If it did, let me know. I love hearing about that stuff. If you are curious in more content by me, you can check out my TikTok. I have 2 of them. I will have them listed in my bio, or possibly in the description of this if I remember. If not, definitely in my bio. I also have another YouTube account on here that will also be on my bio as well if you're interested. Check it out. It's more vlog style, more my lifestyle, you know. I pick out a lot of outfits mostly, but if you're interested, you can check it out. I love hanging out with you guys. You guys give me so much light. I love doing this. It brings a sense of purpose to my own life. So I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.